The next place that we're going to create the conditions for a thriving life and career is our relationships with others. So we first talked about ourselves, and now we're going to talk about how we relate with others. And the first category that I want to talk about is family and friends. Now, their closest relationships sometimes can be our most challenging ones, right? If you're participating in this experience, it's because you care about growth. You want to thrive, to grow, prosper, and flourish. And so our immediate relationships have profound impact on our ability to grow, prosper, and flourish, because they're the ones that are most in our garden. We're using the flourishing description still, when the stem of a flower reaches up to the sun and its roots down through the soil. So they're planted right next to us. And I want to talk about how our desire to grow sometimes doesn't jive with the people that are closest to us. And there's a variety of contributing factors. I'm not going to pretend to know what it is for you. I'm just going to introduce this as something for you to be aware of and give you some examples of how I have seen it play out. Family. Remember, we're talking about connection versus control. So everything is rooted in how well we connect. Family we have past, we have history, we have expectations of how things have always been. Remember, your brain is always thinking same equals safe. And so when we start to change our behaviors in the name of growth, it can rattle uncertainty to our family members who are accustomed to us being the way we've always been. So that can start to create some friction, some uncertainty amongst those family members. And so I want to bring this to your attention, because what I see happening sometimes, and I don't think this is going to happen for you, you wouldn't be investing this much time into this experience if you weren't willing to just do the things that are going to make this better for you. But what I have seen happen in others is as they start to grow and family members get rattled and uncertainty about our growth, that people will come back down out of growth and change to make sure that everybody else around them is still comfortable. That makes my heart sad. Because what if your growth is what all of them need? And it was just, we're the strong ones that are going to go first. And sometimes that helps everybody rise up, but we got to get through that first bit of discomfort that there feels like a disconnect. And sometimes the others don't want to rise up. And I don't want that to be what stunts your growth. Is it sad? Yes. Are there a gazillion emotions that go along with it? Yes. But again, there are other experiences that I've had with clients and friends and myself where when the one is willing to grow and change and evolve in a really beautiful way, can get through the discomfort, the vulnerability and uncertainty, then the others can start to say, you know what? I want to do some things for myself too to grow. This is not about you fixing everyone else. We are not fixers. We are connectors. We can influence through our own modeling and behavior, but it is not your job in this world to fix others. Love them, pray for them. But you taking care of you and modeling that leveling up to a new place of growth and opportunity for our kids, for our spouses, for our parents, for our sisters, for those that are closest to us. That's, and I'm hesitating because these are little short vignettes, right? And this is a whole thing. But we can talk more about it in our group session. If you want to book some one-on-one time with me to think through and talk through if this is a dynamic that you have, I would love to help you do that. But let's not stunt our own growth because it makes others uncomfortable. So with friends, similar, they're close, they're right here in our garden with us. Sometimes we need to make tough decisions in how much time we spend with those friends who aren't interested in our level up. We don't have to explain ourselves. We don't have to justify. So one story of a client who joined my first Rise and Thrive experience, which is a 7-month experience that I do with 7 women. And one of the participants came to me really sad one day. And she said, when I signed up, one of my friends said, it sounds like you're spending money to buy friends. And she said, I know why this person said that, because they're uncomfortable that it feels like I'm distancing myself from them, because her friend group, while she very loves them, weren't as career-minded as she is. And so her desire to level up in her career and be promoted and ultimately become a CEO was threatening to her friend group who didn't want her to change. And so when she brought that to me, she said, it makes me really sad because I know where it comes from. She said, but if I don't do this, they're going to keep me stuck, which is true. And there were a couple of situations where she didn't see these friends as often for a while until they got more comfortable and realized that her changing and growing wasn't meant to hurt them. It was just to make her better. And so she was able to navigate that a bit and until they felt more comfortable with it. So boundaries are an area I'm going to address in another video, because that plays out for family, friends, colleagues, clients, where we're going next. Okay, love you, mean it.